Hello again, everyone. This is part of the Canadian series. I'm going to feature another D artist, the Downchild Blues Band from Toronto. And the Downchild Blues Band formed in the late 60s, I think playing the Toronto club scene, and by a couple of brothers, I think Don and Rick Walsh. And Don remained with the band. I think Rick left the band in the mid-70s. This is their first album, recorded or released in 1971, and it was an independent release originally, which is kind of unusual back in those days, I think. But this one here is actually part of the RCA Best Buy series. The Canadian RCA picked it up and released it in their budget line. The Best Buy series was RCA's budget line. In Canada, it was listed at $5.98, so you'd find them in the stores for $4.99 on sale or something. And most albums at the time were listed for about $7.98, so you could always get budget Best Buy records cheaper, a little bit cheaper than the regular records. But bootleg, first album. They have a sound, kind of a jump blues sound, or maybe Atlantic 50s blues, Joe Turner kind of sound. They cover Jimmy Reed songs on here. There's a Taj Mahal song on here. This is their second album, 1973. It's called Straight Up. You can see the shot glass here on the label. This is an interesting album in the sense that it's kind of part of musical history for Canada, at least. In the early 70s, in Toronto, you had comedy troupes like Second City, and Second City contained people like Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, John Candy, and whereas National Lampoon had John Belushi and Chevy Chase, and they kind of hooked up to become the troupe for Saturday Night Live through Lorne Michaels, the Canadian producer. And this album here contains I've Got Everything I Need, Almost, Flip, Flop, and Fly. And you can almost be sure that Dan Aykroyd and John Candy and people like that were kind of hung out or were listening to people like the Downchild Blues Band. Probably a huge influence. And I suspect that this album was a big influence on the sound of the Blues Brothers. Downchild, so far, a collection of our best. This is a compilation greatest hits album that came out in the mid-70s, which sums up their early years. It also has songs like Caledonia, Stagger Lee, Dig Myself a Hole. Really good compilation. There are many personnel changes in the band. In the mid-70s they brought in keyboard player Jane Vasey, who was a wonderful blues-oriented, although I think she was classically trained, but she was an excellent keyboard player. And this is an album called Road Fever. They signed to Attic Records, which is another great Toronto record label. And there's Jane Vasey there. There's Don Walsh. And new singer Tony Flame. And this is an album from 1981. It's called Blood Run Hot. This was produced by Spencer Davis, and I think most of us should know who Spencer Davis was. Back in the 60s he had that band with Stevie Winwood. You see Spencer Davis here in the photo. And Tony Flame, Jane Vasey, and Don Walsh. And unfortunately, Jane Vasey passed away about a year or so after this record was released. And I think Downchild recorded other albums after these albums here. Perhaps they're still performing in Toronto, I don't know. But wonderful Canadian band. Thanks for watching.